walk half an hour, 40 minutes, sit by myself for 10, 15 minutes. And since I've been doing that, it just made me realize my day just sometimes just flows, like I'm in that space of mind where I can be more productive and I can just get on with things. Otherwise, there was a phase where I was just like a robot, like doing one thing after the other without thinking too much.
Absolutely. Taking a moment for yourself. And I love that you said you go for walks, Mina. Self-care is very important. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. And the last thing on the list was letting go of perfection. I mean, somebody, I don't know, are you a perfectionist?
I am a reforming perfectionist. I think we all try to be perfect, and because we have this idea that it has to be just so, it gets in the way of us moving forward. If you're holding on to it being the right time, there's never going to be the right time. You think about, when people want to have a baby. They can try, they can do all these things, but it just happens. And no matter how much you prepare, nothing is ever 100%. You just have to go forward. You just have to say, this is what I want, and go for it, and just trust that it's going to work out. There's a little bit of faith involved in that, but you kind of have to let go of everything being perfect, because nothing ever goes according to plan. Nothing.
Yes, definitely. So how do you set yourself up for success by building your confidence?
So I would say that one of the things I do. Oh, yeah, Mina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, great. Yes, I can hear you now, yes.
Fantastic. So I was going to say that when it comes to setting myself up for success, one of the things I've realized is really important is truly believing in myself and believing that what I'm setting out to do, I can achieve. So one of the things I do is every day I'll journal. I'll write down things I'm grateful for. I'll take stock of my situation and really show myself that I'm doing it. I kind of trick my mind in a sense to believe that everything is going the way I want it to go and that things are happening. So you kind of put yourself in this really happy, euphoric state, and you believe, yeah, I can do this. So I journal to myself every day. I tell myself, what I've done, and then I tell myself what I want to do. So journaling is by far one of my favorite activities when it comes to really building my confidence. Another thing I like to do, depending on, what my mood is, I love listening to motivational speakers. There are a few that I have in my podcast playlist all the time. And everyone's always giving me new names of people to listen to. So I love watching Marie Forleo's videos. She always says something really inspirational. It gets me, just really excited. Notes from the Universe is a daily email that I love getting, and somehow it's just magic. It's always exactly what I need to hear at the right time. So it's really making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people and situations and items that are helping to build you up rather than bring you down. Because sometimes when you're trying to accomplish something or you're going through a change, not everyone understands. Not everyone will support it. So you have two choices. You can surround yourself with that negative energy. You can surround yourself with people who are going to tell you should stop. Or you can find people who are going to support you, people that are going to cheer you on. So you need to really look out for those cheerleaders and keep them by your side. So for me, that's journaling. It's listening to motivational speakers. It's the books I read. It's the emails I get on a daily basis. Mina, you mentioned earlier, shutting off notifications on social media. I've actually had to shut off a lot of those myself because I was getting so many. I was getting overwhelmed. I was starting to compare myself to other people, and I said, I have to stop. So I only get notifications now for the things that I know are going to lift my spirits, that I know are going to help move me forward. Everything else I've shut off because I know what I need to keep myself in this really highly positive mindset.
Yeah. Honey, comparison is the thief of all joys. Don't compare yourself.
Absolutely. Comparison chaos, I like to call it.
Yeah, because especially on social media, because it can feel really like, oh my God, I'm not doing much or I'm not achieving much. It can really take over your life.
Absolutely. One of the pieces of advice I've been given is to stay in my own lane. So when you think about racehorses, they have blinders on so that they can only see in front of them. And that's really what you have to do when you're trying to accomplish something. You can't get sidetracked by what other people are doing. You really need to be focused on what you're trying to achieve and not let anything else get in your way. So really putting on those blinders, blocking out anything that's starting to make you question what you're doing, and just stay focused and know that you're on the right path, because everyone has their own path to follow. It's not fair to compare yourself to someone else, especially when you don't know their story, you don't know how long they've been doing what they're doing. The only thing you can do and the only thing that you can control is you and your thoughts and your actions. So really stay focused on those activities that are going to help you move forward.
Yeah, definitely. This is for the listeners today. I've got lovely Nicole on the line with me. If you are in USA, you can dial in using 323-642-1155. The number again is 323-642-1155. We would love to have your input on the show. So Nicole is talking about the importance of finding the confidence within and understanding that you are enough, and realizing that you can make your dream a reality today. So, Nicole, how long have you been a student of personal development?
So I don't think I was really aware of the fact that I was a student of personal development for a while. You could say I resisted it because the idea of personal development seemed like a negative idea for a long time. And just there's connotations, the idea of coaching and really working on yourself. People don't always have the best view of it. So I think I got swept up into that and was afraid to really admit that I cared about these things, that I wanted to be a better version of myself, that I really liked getting all this additional knowledge from people, like watching Tony Robbins videos. I loved all that. So I've probably been doing it for a few years now, but I don't think I've really been cognizant of it. And aware and actually seeking out self-development and personal development items, probably for about the last 2 years is when I really became aware of what I was doing. So I was doing it without really realizing for a long time, but it's really been in the last 2 years that I found my voice and was able to really admit to myself that there is something else out there for me and that I was ready to do whatever it took to get me where I needed to go.
Lovely. I mean, for me, my journey has been since I came across a company which was all to do with personal development. I bought online courses and I became a part in their business as well, which I do on the side. And it has taken me from initially when I joined, I wasn't sure what was this all about. I mean, I really didn't get it. It took me a couple of years really sort of think, oh my God, this is what it is, and how you can use it in your life on a daily basis as well, with everybody around you.
Absolutely. I mean, you can apply it to so many different aspects of your life, for sure. It's not just about, one thing. There's always improvement in everything, whether it's at work, your personal life, your love life, how you manage your money. There's always things you can do to improve. There's always things you can do to shift the way you think about yourself. It's just whether or not you're open and receptive to it, because it has to be ready. You have to be ready for it. You have to be open to these ideas, because sometimes they can overwhelm you because you're just like, whoa, what's happening? So it really is about, being in the right place at the right time and being receptive to this new information that's coming your way.
Yeah, definitely. The question for you is, why do you want to work with women in particular?
I've never actually been asked that before, but I would say, the way things are going in our world today, if you watch a lot of the news, if you see a lot of what's going on, I think that a lot of women don't believe in themselves. I think that they've just gotten to this point where this is the way it is. And they're settling with their lives. They're not achieving their full potential because they're afraid to really go for it. I think about the women in my generation. If they're anything like me, I was always taught that you grow up, you get a job, you stay in that job forever, and you just work your way up the ladder. And slowly I realized that that wasn't the case for me. You know, every job is different. I can't compare my situation now to that of my parents who started their corporate life 20, 30 years ago, whatever. And I really needed to think about what was going to be good for me. And maybe that meant doing something a little bit different. And then I see my friends. I would see the women I surrounded myself with, and they've always been so encouraging and so supportive of me building this business. And then, you know, I see them and I hear the conversations they have. I hear them talk about the fact that they're unhappy in their jobs, that they've stayed in positions for 2 or 3 years longer than they should have because they didn't see another way out. They didn't see the other possibilities. And it was so frustrating for me because I know that there are women out there that are talented, that have so much they can offer and are offering, but they're not reaching their potential because they're afraid to go for it, because they don't believe or see how it's possible for them. So for me, it was really about helping women recognize the fact that today, just as they are, they're enough, that they don't have to wait till they have like 5 more years of experience or this degree or that degree. They have everything they need right now to move forward, to go out on their own, to try something different, to really live a life that makes them excited every day. So being able to have, you know, women realize their own light bulb moments, if you will, is just, it really brings a smile to my face, and it's what I love to do. So just being able to give back in that way is why I do what I do.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there, because I've seen so many women who want to do something, but they lack that belief, or we have so many excuses in life, like I did personally myself as well. Oh, my kids need me, or my family needs me, and we put ourselves right at the back of the road, right? And,
absolutely.
And then something happens, and then you realize, oh my God, what am I doing with myself? You know.
I once, oh sorry, I was just going to say, Mina, I once had a friend tell me the idea that, you know, you don't want to live your life tiptoeing towards death, meaning that you're always playing it safe. You're never doing something for yourself. You're not taking the risk because you'd rather play it safe. But safe isn't getting you where you want to go. Putting yourself last is not giving you the life you want to lead. And you don't want to be the person that looks back and say, I wish I had done all these different things. I wish I had done this. Stop wishing, stop waiting, and just do it.
Definitely. Just do it. Just do it. Because I'm sure, I'm sure we faced a lot of challenges along the way, but if you're going to stay stuck, it's not going to help anybody.
No. Right. Yeah. I mean, everyone here has a gift, you know. You just have to be willing to admit what your gift is and go after it. I mean, everyone always says if you do what you love every day, you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that's true. I think if you love what you do, it's not going to feel like work. You know, everyone's always like, oh, but the money will work itself out. If you know what you want to do, my whole motto is that you deserve to be happy. So whatever you do, do it from a place of this is what's going to make me happy. Because when you choose the decision of I'm doing this for the money, chances are that that's the wrong reason to make any decision in your life. And you'll end up not being happy with the choices you made because you didn't do it for the right reason. So really think about why you're choosing things. Why aren't you putting yourself first? Like there's so much psychological stuff that goes on, like why we're not putting ourselves first, like why we're coming up with all these excuses like you were saying. It's because a part of us is afraid, and you can't really be afraid anymore. You just have to go for it. You have to say, I'm worth it. My dreams matter. I matter. And see what happens when you take a chance on yourself. You take a chance on so many other people. You give so many other people the benefit of the doubt. Why don't you do it for yourself? Mina, are you there? Did I lose you? Hello? Mina, can you hear me?
Hi, hang in there. I don't know what happened to Mina. okay? The Coach
No
on Fire
problem.
Radio Network, Polarity Unplugged, and we have a technical issue. So we're waiting for Mina to come back.